Why were some terrestrial dinosaurs able to reach such incredible sizes, and why has nothing come close since? I'm looking at examples like Dreadnoughtus, the sheer size of which is kinda hard to grasp. The largest extant, terrestrial, animal today, as far as I know, is the African elephant, which is only like a tenth the size. What was it about conditions on Earth at the time that made such immensity a viable adaptation? Hypothetically, could such an adaptation emerge again under current, future conditions? The gigantic sauropod dinosaurs were pre-adapted to gigantism, that is, even before they evolved gigantic size they had a number of characteristics that made them suitable for being huge. And as they evolved toward gigantism, they picked up some other adaptations that let them move further along that path. Most of what I'm going to say comes from biology of the sauropod dinosaurs. The evolution of gigantism and evolutionary cascade model for sauropod dinosaur gigantism overview. Update and tests. Rapid growth preceded gigantism in sauropodomorph evolution. The first two references are open access, and if you're interested you should read the whole things. The first in particular sums up a lot of work. It offers 5 main factors: reduction in body density, reduced cost of locomotion, reduced cost of respiration, lower basal metabolic rate, and gigantothermy, reduced cost of reproduction. I won't go into each of them, since the article is free to read. But it's worth emphasizing that dinosaurs, as opposed to mammals, have a much better respiration system than ours. That includes both a more efficient airflow, and, very significantly, pneumaticized bones. That is, dinosaurs, including modern birds, include air pockets in many of their bones, which makes them much lighter for their size than mammals with their thick, solid bones. The extensive air sac system of sauropods with diverticula invading most of the presacral vertebral column and the ribs resulted in a specific body density of 0.8 kg/L-1, with certain parts such as the neck having a value of 0.6 kg/L-1 only. Henderson, 2004. Weidel, 2005. Schwartz-Fritsch, 2006. This is also expressed as a body mass reduction by 8 to 10% in volume-based estimates. Weidel, 2005. The hypothesis that the lightweight construction of the axial skeleton of sauropods contributed to their gigantism thus is supported. Biology of the sauropod dinosaurs. The evolution of gigantism. Better airflow makes a more efficient animal. Since the work of breathing and its energetic cost is directly proportional to breathing frequency and inversely proportional to the compliance of the respiratory system, an avian-like lung air sac system in a sauropod would be extremely energy efficient to operate. The result in the case of a bradymetabolic homoiothermic giant sauropod would be an extremely low energetic cost of breathing per unit time compared with extant mammals and birds. Perry et al. 2009. Biology of the sauropod dinosaurs. The evolution of gigantism. Since there will certainly be many people confidently proclaiming that high oxygen environments had something to do with dinosaur gigantism, I'll point out that that's not only false, but backwards. Dinosaurs evolved during a relatively low oxygen period. But that's probably not a major factor either way for gigantism. The late Triassic was the time of the lowest atmospheric oxygen levels of the entire Phanerozoic, and the ability of taking up twice as much oxygen than other tetrapods would have been of great selective advantage. This hypothesis is in accordance with several observations, e.g. both sauropods and theropods increased in body size very rapidly compared to ornithischian dinosaurs, and saurischian dinosaurs dominated the Jurassic faunas. This review rejects a number hypotheses about sauropod gigantism. There is no evidence for a higher atmospheric oxygen level during the Mesozoic than today. A higher level is not necessary for the sauropod body plan to function. Biology of the sauropod dinosaurs. The evolution of gigantism as well as these built-in factors pre-adapting dinosaurs to gigantism. Sauropods in particular evolved a series of adaptations letting them move further along the giant pathway. These include long necks, allowing more efficient feeding. Probably the most conspicuous features of the sauropod boplan, the very long neck, was the first key innovation in the evolution of gigantism. The long neck allowed exploitation of food inaccessible to smaller herbivores and a much larger feeding envelope than in a short-necked animal, and thus significantly decreased the energetic cost of feeding. Stevens Parrish, 1999. Prushoft et al. In Press. Seymour, 2009a. Biology of the sauropod dinosaurs. The evolution of gigantism. The long neck was possible because of pre-adaptation, and it was supported by some innovative structures strengthening and supporting the neck. Several anatomical features enabled this extreme elongation, including absolutely large body size and quadrupedal stance providing a stable platform for a long neck, a small, light head that did not orally process food, cervical vertebrae that were both numerous and individually elongate, an efficient air sac-based respiratory system, and distinctive cervical architecture. Relevant features of sauropod cervical vertebrae include pneumatic chambers that enabled the bone to be positioned in a mechanically efficient way within the envelope, and muscular attachments of varying importance to the neural spines, epipophyses and cervical ribs. Why sauropods had long necks? And why giraffes have short necks? Why did gigantism evolve? In general, it's good to be big. The bigger you are, the harder it is to eat you, and you can take advantage of economies of scale. 1 50-ton animal needs less food than 10 5-ton animals, for example. For most species, getting bigger hits barriers fairly quickly. Dinosaurs started off with a set of characteristics that permitted gigantism, and sauropods in particular further evolved support for it over time, so they were able to get bigger.